Last time on Edgeworth Investigations. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. If the information doesn't line up properly, I will shoot myself in the foot with this gun since the judge is not here. Hey guys, Ryden here, and welcome back to... I almost just said Apologesis. Welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations Ace Attorney. It doesn't matter what order that's in. Doesn't matter at all. Anyways, last time we were talking to Mr. Portsman about how he's blaming Gumshoe for everything, even though he's the obvious real murderer right now, so. Further, you mess up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was holding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now, to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. I actually don't see the problem yet, but that's probably because I've been away for a little bit. And, I don't exactly remember the order in which things happen, so let me try to refresh things here. So... the person was shot... while he was standing up and the books were moved to make it look like... Okay, yeah, I remember now. It's sort of in my memory now. Oh wait, this part doesn't make sense because one of the files is stolen, so he would have noticed. Gotcha. Of course, I'm Edgeworth. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Hey, bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see no problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If I may direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they would have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after that was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name... Wait, the missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, oh god, there's... God damn it, Gumshoe, there's not enough room for both of our sprites on the screen. Get out of here. But sir, I want to be in on this. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it a work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. Dude, you just put yourself in mega amounts of suspicion. That's so low, I can't believe a criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me. Gumshoe, I don't know what you mean by that's low, they killed someone. I'm gonna get him, sir, you see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant, absolutely splendid. A logic deserving of Olympic gold. Oh, is that his thing? He's an Olympist? Is that why he has the medal around his neck? I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. It's okay. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. Mr. Edgeworth just proved I'm innocent, pal. Oh? Wait, what? What was that? I thought he was gonna put it on and then take it off again. Is that his prosecutor, outfit? Or does he go, I guess? I don't know. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? What? Oh, I don't know why that's so funny. Well, I was thinking, did you know that there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Oh my god. You there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? What lady? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Huh? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird of... Wait, Maggie Bird? Yeah, I feel like there was a pun there and I'm not understanding. Oh no. What is that thing on her shirt? Not that thing again. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in the building. What? Oh, wait. Oh, how am I forgetting? I know who that is. That's... Oh, my goodness. That's Maggie. Wait, hold on. Am I forgetting? Hold on. Is that who I think it is? Yeah, that's the girl who is the officer from the, second game, I want to say. If I'm getting this right. I don't know, it's been a long time. Then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me, that's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have problems, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Put my jacket on again. Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. What is with this dude? That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. You know what? Now that there is actually just no courtroom parts, I think the entirety of the game is more enjoyable, because the problem with all the other Ace Attorney games, as soon as I hit the investigation, I'd just be like, it's just gonna be me clicking on stuff. But now you actually kind of have to link together the evidence, and that's really fun. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying that she used the master key? God, that's an OP starter gift in Dark Souls. I don't blame her. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. Wait, that was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. Yeah, he's all about the Olympics, I guess. What is he? He's an Olympic something, though. I'd guess runner by the way he's dressed, or figure skater? I don't know. It's all about your reflexes and your reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Surely, Zeno, you have heard of the press Yes, I know, Edgeworth. Well, just in case, let me explain. No, Edgeworth, I know. It's pretty obvious Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Only if Detective Gumshoe is the one who opened the door. And that leaves only Miss Bird. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable she was the one who faked the dying message. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first, okay, that's why I said we had to press. Because as I was looking through that, I'm like, everything in there is just assumptions that I can't really prove wrong. Hold it! Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of the security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird? Yeah, of course, this guy's an idiot. I can't trust her because she might lie. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear all of her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of the testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken by such words. I'm not lying, sir. Objection! If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now? I don't quite know, it just appeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? Oh, look at that. That's smooth. Keeping the jacket over one shoulder, just to put it on and take it off again. I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things, I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony conclusive. God, why don't you guys give me any useful information? Like, he could be an interesting character, but design-wise, aside from the whole, like, jacket thing, I think I've seen more interesting antagonists. This guy's just too, like, bright and shiny all the time. I'm glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Her intent from the messed up Her intent from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. Hold on, I need to look at evidence. I need to look at some goddamn evidence here. For some reason, I feel like I'm going to get this wrong. Present? Safe. Each prosecutor has only one in their office. Only they know of them. Oh, well, yeah, of course, only I would know of it. So is that correct? I did it! I'm a smart. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. God, he used the word privy. I love his sprite. He looks so surprised. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe were a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Is he chewing on his metal? Dude, careful with that. Gold medals are very soft. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more possible. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses. Why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden, pal? We're just trying to solve a mystery. We're like Scooby-Doo in France. It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? Not the secret safes. We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. And he shot himself. Yes, this is going in a wonderful direction. Thank you, prosecutor. Idiot. Now he's claiming that the victim was a thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No. I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Yeah, plus she wouldn't instantly walk in and be like, oh, another prosecutor's in Edgeworth's office. Obviously a thief. Time to kill him. Or sorry, not another prosecutor, but like a police officer's in here. Obviously a thief. Let's jump to conclusions and kill the police officer. I don't know. It seems a little silly. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have the key to the office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah. Oh, that was Bird. Pretty impossible for a suddenly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Look at my fist shake with anger. If it shakes for 5 more seconds, it will detonate and kill everyone in this room. Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to the case. You are all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now. Ha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now, then if you could remove yourselves from the crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. That's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? Everyone to the Edgeworth copter. We're going on an evidence hunt. Sir, we don't have a helicopter. Shut up. If I tell people I have a helicopter, I have one. Okay, this game is interesting so far, to say the least. I've heard that a problem with it is that, apparently it's not as compelling because the stakes aren't as high and it's just like, oh, investigation time. Which I have to admit probably plays into a big part of it. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Or unspeakable, I'm not sure what he said. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. Zip up your fly, too. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what? What now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Yeah, you just can't catch a break, can you, lady? Do not despair, Miss Bird. I'm Edgeworth. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. What, really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. Okay, so yeah, you guys did tell me that, of course, I could use a controller for this. I really could. But, I forgot to plug one in. So, we're just gonna mouse it for now. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I wonder... Oh, it's the missing book, isn't it? It's... Ah, isn't that the missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary, and the left he left behind. So, what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It was just a collection of court case files, however. The cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason too, right? Wow. Thank you, Einstein. It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Well, you know, Wright did that whole bullshit thing about the case that happened 7 years ago, so, Logic. Maggie, talk to... Oh, basketball. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. Why is it laying out in the hallway? I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, even tennis. Okay, so he's an Olympic everything. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway. Oh my god, it's Mr. Payne. Hold on, Mr. Payne, we'll get to you. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. Poor guy. Alright, Mr. Prosecutor Payne. Let's talk. It looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of a prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find and apprehend and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. Wait, aren't you Prosecutor Payne? We're all Prosecutor Payne, Mr. Edgeworth. Wait, what does that mean? We lurk in a hive mind. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. I love that animation. Who is this guy again? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning. I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about the hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice. Stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Maggie, you want to talk? I think we forgot to talk to you. I was wondering if I may speak to you for a bit concerning the case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. Should jog her memory by hitting her promptly in the stomach, or showing my notes to her, the more boring way. Look at her, she's like, oh my god, Edgeworth's right in front of me. I swear I'm never gonna move again. Okay, have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with him. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I didn't think I'd have fit in all that well with him. Miss Maggie Bride, correct? Or Bird. I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in his whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Wow, that's, I'm not dealing with that. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods. Failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I've even managed to be named a criminal just when I become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one's lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness. I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve the case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Oh, can I present evidence to her? Hold on, let's check. There's a button in the middle. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Yay, logic points. Why is such an important key stored in an insecure place? Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting on the ledge. She used the master key? Okay, well, we're actually getting information. What do you know about the Zero file? I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than guard it. It's like talking to another Gumshoe. She's not that bad. Yeah, you don't know. Oh, thank God. I hope they finally realize this. That we do not want. Nobody wants a, 8-string, or I guess I should say, 12 text string piece of dialogue every single time you present evidence that they're not familiar with. In Apollo Justice, I think that was the worst. Because every single time I talked to someone and I'd mess it up, they'd go through the entire spiel again. And What I think they should do is they should start, like, making a primary one that they say the first time so you can see it and be like, oh, that's funny, and then just one where they go, I don't know what that is. I'm just a lowly security guard. We don't get guns. We have butter knives. I don't know what a dead body is. Look at this prosecutor's badge. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Aw, she's adorable. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered the prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. I don't know how you forgot this important fact. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his own office key, so he came down to the security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way, it's against regulations to loan master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Well, let's go to its door. The Edgeworth door song. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Yes, I know you say this constantly. The door is locked tight. I bet the good old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, Detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. And I advise you to return to that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Well, that reminds me, Mr. Portman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you're already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, he put him next door. Oh, we put him next door. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Well, why am I even wasting time thinking about this? A minimalist, yet quite classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too, fits in really well with the ambiance of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense, a man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still holds more he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Wait, what? He's standing right there, though. Or at least one of them. One of the many Mr. Paynes. Or are we just to assume every prosecutor that's not a main character looks like Mr. Payne? And its name is just prosecutor. I think we've examined literally everything. Oh, we haven't talked to the no, we've talked to the police officer. Oh, we can use logic now. I forgot. Files in disarray. Another handgun. Used the master key. Master key was stolen. He used the master key because it was stolen. I know this isn't gonna work. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, I didn't actually find a flaw in any logic there, but alright. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. Even she says pal now. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up. So in actuality, you never did relock the door, then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Mr. Portsman's office data jotted down in my organizer. Does that mean we can still go in? Since it's unlocked? Guess not. Can we go back into Edgeworth's office? Examine. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I don't see any signs of forced entry. According to the guard, there's no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was open with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. 1202, these 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops, hey, those number plates slide right out, sir. They don't, they have to be able to take the plate off when a room, oh. Let me guess, so he switched the plates around and then called for her. And she's like, I'll open your room for you. And she opened the room for him, and he went in, but she left it unlocked. Meaning that anyone else could have gone in. Okay, I see now. I see. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... yeah, kind of unsettling. I, Edgeworth, will go to the... I don't know what he's gonna do now. Look at this map. Gumshoe, I don't know why I even bother, but what do we need to do? Yes, sir. Oh, I can actually just talk to him. Is it necessary, though? I don't have to. Files in disarray mixed with handgun. Easy connection. I guess we'll talk to Gumshoe. Gumshoe? Gumshoe, yeah. Detective Gumshoe. You look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing. But I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim, too. All My Cops. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it, too? Of course. The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Ho, ho, ho. Friendship, detective? What is this friend you speak of? I am unfamiliar with it. Is it a new form of law? I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir? After all we've been through, too. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine things by tapping them or touching the examine button. By checking various things, okay, yeah, I know how to do this, Gumshoe, but thanks anyway. Thanks. Yep, I know. We're so smart. Okay. Oh, wow, he's just literally giving me a tutorial. So about Miss Bird. No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and touch the talk button. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about evidence, all you have to do is present it. After you choose what to show her, touch present again, and off you two go. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised by what they say. Thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking for one. Oh, just so you know, sir, you can show me evidence in the same way, too. I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions to Miss Bird. Ignore it again. Oh, so why don't we show him some of the evidence? What do you think about this gun? The victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to look ultra cool. You were doing so well until that last bit. I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do other than to arrest it. Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. I had no idea that you had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I know your birth date, your birthmarks, even where you keep your steel samurai action figures. I feel like I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me, at least I hope so. Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever be. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. Oh, I forgot. I completely forgot about the deduce button that he's talking about. Okay. I had it in my mind that it was the same exact thing as examine, but I guess not. Deduce. The spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. It is because of the... So, didn't she say that there were no... Hold on. I have to check something again. The door is locked tight. No. Okay, was it the other door? I think? Odd, I noticed that the deduce button shows up on this door, but it doesn't on the other one, meaning that there has to be something, and I bet it has to do with the doorknob. I honestly don't know. I do not know the answer to this. Master key? Eureka! This location contradicts this piece of evidence. I didn't see anything wrong at all, sir. Detective Gumshoe, you should think a little harder, sir. Although I don't really get it myself either. I see. In that case, I'll point out what's wrong once more for the two of you. I sense that if I look a little harder, I'll find a contradiction slumbering here. Should probably also flip through my organizer one more time. Then, is it the door itself? Eureka! Oh, okay. I actually got something. Cool. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? You know you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsmouth noticed it himself that I hadn't. That means what, sir? Either it means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different... Okay, yeah, I was on the right track. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is use logic. We need to examine these. Prints on the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, yeah you pal, do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So what'd you find out? No need to yell at me, sir. There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Face prints on this doorknob. Oh, okay. So she couldn't have opened it. So there are only 2 people's prints were found on this. Huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this doorknob as well. Now then, whose print should it be? Maggie's should be on the doorknob, because she opened it. Take that! I love his voice actor. He sounds and looks like a Castlevania character. Alucard! Don't you find it odd that the person... I can't even make that kind of voice. I can't. It's too perfect. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Yeah, I knew it. They switched around the plates. What have we here? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir.